Hello students. So in the previous session we have learned that one day a new guest came to the resort. He was Mr. David and he was welcomed by Mr. Bhandari, and we know that Mr. David was not speaking anything. He was only smiling and nodding to whatever people asked him. He was communicating with Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari through gestures, means body movements, and that is why Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari became confused. They thought that Mr. David was an arrogant kind of a person because of which he was not talking to them. So now the young man, meanwhile, took out the typed sheet and started reading it. As soon as he had gone through it, he looked around astonished. The little girl, Pramodini, was at the moment playing in the courtyard. We could see her sitting near the flower beds. The young man looked at all of us with a smile and darted out towards her. So now, after talking to Mrs. Bhandari, Mr. David took out the typed sheet again and read it. He read it, okay? So, after reading the sheet, Mr. David went quickly to Pramodini. Pramodini was playing in the courtyard. She was sitting near the garden flowers, and Mr. David went out towards her. Now this is very strange, Mrs. Bhandari cried out in protest. How rude he is. So students, when everyone saw Mr. David going towards her, even after reading the sheet, means when Mr. David was going towards Pramodini, when everyone saw this, and when Mr. David went towards her, even after reading the sheet, Mrs. Bhandari cried out in protest. Means she found that rude, and she said in front of everyone present there that how rude he is, how rude Mr. David is, that he went near Pramodini to talk to her even after reading the sheet, even after knowing that Pramodini is deaf and dumb, and it might hurt her. And the cheat requested the guest to not try to talk to Pramodini too soon. So even after reading the cheat, even after knowing all this, when Mr. David went near Pramodini, Mrs. Bhandari gets disappointed with Mr. David, okay? And that is why she says that how rude Mr. David is. He should not have ignored our request like this, the landlord put in more mildly. Now, the landlord, means Mr. Bhandari, also said that yes, he should not have ignored our request. He should not have done this. I too was a bit upset, for it was obvious that our effort to save Pramodini, embarrassment from strangers, was going to fail in this instance. So the narrator, Mr. Dhanda, says that he also got upset as all of them thought that this time Pramodini is again going to get hurt. She will be upset again. She will get embarrassed again in front of the new guest. After a few moments, we all walked out to the veranda, and I was apprehensive of that impending look of anguish on the faces of the parents and the child. And now, after some time, all of them walked out to the veranda, and the narrator says that he was now apprehensive about the impending look of anguish. Means the narrator was worried about the looks of anguish on their faces, the looks of pain, the look of sadness in the faces of Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari and their daughter Pramodini, because the narrator thinks that how Mr. David will when Mr. David will try to talk to Pramodini, Pramodini will again get upset. She will run away from the place, as she will feel awkward again to talk to Mr. David, and as a result, Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari will also look sad again. So the narrator was worried about that which was going to happen. The scene that confronted us was something we least expected. So here the narrator says that whatever they were thinking, whatever they were worried about, that did not happen. there happened something which they did not expect. Now let's see what happens. The strange young man was reclining on the grassy ground and Pramodini was sitting on his lap. He was showing her the flowers. And suddenly, like the sound of a gun exploding, the shrill animal-like laughter of Pramodini pierced the air. The parents looked at each other with wonder and amazement. Now what the narrator and Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari saw was that, Mr. David was sitting on the ground and their daughter, little Pramodini, was sitting on his lap. Okay, Mr. David was showing her the flowers. So everyone saw that Pramodini was not feeling awkward with Mr. David. She did not run away. Everyone was thinking that she would get upset again. Pramodini would get upset again. But no, she did not get upset. Instead, she was happily sitting on Mr. David's lap. And suddenly what happened? The sound of a gun exploding, the shrill animal-like laughter of Pramodini pierced the air, which means when everyone was noticing Mr. David and Pramodini, all of a sudden, Pramodini laughed out so loud. She laughed heartily and laughed like she had laughed never before. Okay, she laughed like she had never laughed before. And that laughter of Pramodini broke the silence. It broke the curiosity of the people who were like watching everything. They were curious. The people, the narrator, Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari were curious and were worried about what was going to happen when Mr. David would try to talk to Pramodini. But that shrill laughter of Pramodini, that loud laughter of Pramodini broke the curiosity, broke all the worries in the air. She was happy. Our daughter has not laughed like this for years, Mrs. Bhandari said. So Mrs. Bhandari, means the mother of Pramodini, now says that their daughter Pramodini had not laughed like this for years. She had not laughed like this for so long. Curious, we watched the two of them who were now walking towards us hand in hand. Pramodini ran to her mother and danced about her with joy. She made her queer sounds of mama, mama, and wildly pointed to the young man. So everyone present there became curious. They wanted to know how this happened, how Pramodini did not feel any embarrassment, how she did not get upset, and what made her laugh like this. What made her this much happy? They were curious about Mr. David, that how did he do this magic? At that moment, Pramodini was very happy and was filled with joy, and she came near her mother and said, "Mama, Mama," in a breaking voice, but with joy, with full excitement, and she pointed to Mr. David with joy. It was Mr. David who came to our rescue. We soon realized that he was deaf and dumb too. So students, later everyone came to know that Mr. David, the new guest, was deaf and dumb too. He was also like Pramodini. He also could neither hear nor speak. His strange, ambiguous silences, his sudden rush for the girl on reading the note, all became instantly clear to us. It took us time to digest the news, and then both parents broke into incoherent statements of profuse apologies that they had not noticed it earlier. So now, the narrator, Mr. Dhanda, says that now they understood, means now Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari understood the strange behavior of Mr. David. Ambiguous silences. Ambiguous means unclear. Okay. So at first, Mr. David was not clearly speaking anything or talking to anyone in words, right? So later, all of them understood why Mr. David was silent, and they also understood why Mr. David quickly went near Pramodini after reading the chit on the note. So everyone understood why Mr. David was at first behaving this way, right? He was not speaking anything. And once Mrs. Bhandari once Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari means the parents of Pramodini got to know that Mr. David was dumb and deaf too, they apologized to Mr. David because they could not notice it earlier that he could not speak and hear. That is why they felt sorry. Instead, they could not notice it earlier that Mr. David could not speak and hear. Instead, they thought that he was a rude person. So they felt sorry and apologized, means feeling sorry. They felt sorry and said sorry to Mr. David. So that is why they apologized to Mr. David. Imagining the type of man they were talking to, they spoke in half sentences and tried to convey the rest through gestures. But the young man had not the slightest difficulty in understanding them. He appeared to read their lips. He gracefully acknowledged their warmth and either nodded or shook his head in reply. For more complicated and lengthy answers, he used pen and paper. So now, students, after Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari felt sorry and they apologized to Mr. David, after that they started trying to communicate with Mr. David through gestures, means through body movements, to make Mr. David understand what they were saying. They spoke in half sentences and then they tried showing some gestures. Okay. But the narrator says that Mr. David had no difficulty in understanding what Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari were saying because Mr. David could read their lips while they say. He was very kind and he replied to Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari either by nodding or shaking his head and so on. And while talking to Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari, if sometimes Mr. David had to give long answers, then what did he do? For more complicated or for more complex or puzzled or for more long answers, he used pen and paper. He used to write it down first and show his reply to Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari. The next day, Mrs. Bhandari was full of news. She talked as she had never talked before. She mentioned the stranger and the plans for the betterment of Pramodini he had outlined to her and her husband. So now, the narrator says that the next day, Pramodini's mother, means Mrs. Bhandari, was very much excited. She was very much happy and she had a lot to tell to them about something. She had a lot to tell to everybody about something. So the narrator, Mr. Dhanda, says that Mrs. Bhandari talked so much that day. She talked about Mr. David and about Mr. David's plans. Mr. David has suggested some plans for the betterment of their daughter Pramodini. So students, now we know that Mr. David has suggested some plans to help Pramodini, for the betterment of Pramodini, and Mrs. Bhandari becomes so excited and the next day she keeps talking about these things, right? She keeps talking about these things out of joy. Now let's look at what she says and let's see what Mr. David has suggested to help Pramodini. Okay. There were schools for such people, he told them, though they were beyond most people's means. He had himself been educated in one such institution abroad and had now returned to India to render the same useful service to others by starting a school here. She almost broke down with gratitude when she said that he had agreed to accept Pramodini as his first pupil. He had emphatically stated that the girl could, in course of time, live almost as normal a life as any one of us who had the powers of hearing and speech. So here Mrs. Bhandari was talking about the new guest, Mr. David, and the suggestions given by him, right? So now we know that Mr. David took his education, or he studied in an institution abroad, means outside the country or outside India. And the institution or the school is for the people like Mr. David and Pramodini. There were such schools for people like Mr. David and Pramodini who have different physical problems or disabilities. And after completing his studies there, Mr. David had now returned to India to serve other people here. Moreover, Mr. David wanted to open or start such kind of a school for the physically handicapped children here in India, and he was eager to make Pramodini his first student. And when Mrs. Bhandari heard this from Mr. David, she was so happy that one cannot even imagine. So Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari were so happy, their joy knew no bound, and they were filled with gratitude towards Mr. David. Moreover, Mr. David said that once Pramodini becomes his student, in course of time, means gradually after a point of time, she will start live her life almost like a normal person. She will be able to live a normal life just like someone who cannot who cannot hear as well as cannot speak. She will be able to live a normal life just like someone who can hear as well as speak. She will be able to live a normal life as a normal person after a point of time. So she will also be able to communicate despite of being deaf and dumb. So that is why Mr. and Mrs. Bhandari were so much happy. Mrs. Bhandari laughed like a carefree girl. She gave us an extra helping of jam and butter and honey at the table. She looked the happiest woman in the world. So students, the story ends with the description of Mrs. Bhandari as the happiest woman in the world. Okay, so the narrator says that she gave everyone an extra helping of jam and butter and honey at the table that day. As she was filled with joy, she was very happy. The narrator says that Mrs. Bhandari, means the mother of Pramodini, laughed like a carefree girl that day. She laughed like she had no worries, no stress, no problems. The narrator says that on that day, she, means Mrs. Bhandari, Pramodini's mother, looked the happiest woman in the world. So students, this is the end of the story. So this has been written by the author Dr. Chaman Nahal. It will give you this chapter will give you an idea of how a person should not lose hope and try to give a meaning to his or her life. And if a person try hard, it shows, this chapter shows, this story shows how their physical disability, even their physical disability cannot overpower them or cannot make them a loser. So students, I will give you the question answers of this chapter, and also I will give you some homework to do in the WhatsApp group, and we will begin with the next chapter in the next session.